It's Today in Putnam County with Shan Stout.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Today in Putnam County. I'm Shan Stout, Executive Director of the Cookeville-Putnam County Visitors Bureau. And as you guys know, you've been following us for quite some time. And beginning with the new year, we've taken over for Mayor Porter while he is up for re-election. So we wish him the best in his campaign, and I appreciate the honor of taking over the podcast today because this is a wonderful, we not just have one guest, we have two guests today, and I'm getting hungry just talking to them, and they are the leading experts in all things Italian food. We have Pasta DiMona, and that is none other than our two wonderful guests and good friends. We have Mona and Alban Shpata. Yeah. How'd I do on your name? Alban?
Excellent.
Alban.
Excellent. I love your accent.
He loves my accent. So, guys, we've known each other for quite some time, but I first loved your pasta before we ever met.
Yes.
So, you guys do small batch handmade pasta.
That's right.
And this is in the old world Italian style. You make this pasta literally by milling your own wheat and using that flour then to make your pasta by hand, drying the pasta, and then providing it to the public. But we have so much to unpack in this episode because that's not the only thing that you do. So first things first, when I hear that a lovely, friendly couple from Albania comes to Tennessee and is selling handmade pasta in Cookeville, it just churns up so many origin story questions. So tell us a little bit about, first off, how did you get to come to America? What was that choice like? How long have you been here? All the questions. Just fill us in on A, B, and C.
Thank you, first of all, for having us, both of us here. We moved here almost 8 years ago from Albania. Albania is a very small country between Italy on the west and Greece on the south. And we moved here, we say it was from God, because you can't come in America we want to be here.
Yes.
So that's how we came. My husband can explain much more and much better than me.
We were going to leave the country because of the political situation there. Mm-hmm. So I was looking at other options in Europe, and I was set on Spain. And I had everything in order. I was going to pay my lawyer to get our paperwork ready. But we said, okay, let's wait a little bit, because there's the U.S. government, they have a program called the DV lottery, where you get to win a green card. And it's very rare that you win it. It's a zero.
They don't just hand them out like candy.
No, it's very hard. It's very hard. It's the hardest way to come to America.
Wow.
Easiest way is, but the hardest way is to come legally to America. So we said, let's wait a couple of days. They're going to have the results in a couple of days, so let's see, what happens. And we won the green card lottery.
Oh, my goodness.
And it's a 0.3% chance of winning. So if someone says, what brought you here? I say, God brought us here because it's something I cannot win myself. I don't know. It's not in my hand.
It was meant to be.
So, and then after that, we had to go through an entire year of because the U.S. Embassy and the government, they want to know everything you've done in your life, since when you're a baby or 16 years old. And they went through everything, and found us to be fine to come here. And that's how we came to America.
Where did you land first when you came to America?
Atlanta.
Okay.
Atlanta. From Atlanta, then 4 hours driving to Tennessee.
So what made you choose Tennessee? And because you could have just stayed in Atlanta.
Yes, Atlanta is just where we landed.
Absolutely not.
Just where we landed, because our destination was Tennessee. Mm-hmm. But we had a friend who was a missionary in Albania for 25 years, and he helped us to co-sign a contract in Cookeville.
Wow.
Because you cannot rent without a credit score. When you come here, you start from zero. So we came here, we lived in Cookeville for 2 or 3 years almost. Mm-hmm. We bought a house here. And then when the prices went up in 2021, we sold our house and we built another one out in the country. So we're in Muddy Pond right now. That's where we built our new home.
And I love Muddy Pond. I go there oftentimes, about every other weekend when I get Mr. Stout to take me. And that seems like a perfect fit for you guys. So you've somehow gone from winning the green card lottery, landing in Atlanta, choosing Tennessee, picking Cookeville as your place of business, and you've landed this as your hub. So now, how did you decide, hey, I'm not just going to make pasta for my family, which you do, but I'm going to start a pasta company? That's a big deal.
Yeah, when we moved here, I was shocked by the food quality. And since I was used
So this
to
is
meal,
shocked in a bad way.
Yes.
On a
Not
bad
impressed.
way.
You were mortified.
yes, the right word. So I was thinking, like, since I mill my own flour because I was making bread and other kind of dishes, I was thinking, like, maybe I have to start making my own pasta because I don't like the pasta from the store. So that's how I started. So it's been more than 7 years, right?
Yes.
I'm doing my own pasta here. And then my friends, they were telling me, like, why you don't start selling your own pasta because they're so good and people will love it. I was so scared first because it's something new for us coming from Europe. So you can't start a business like this. Let's start a business like we do here in America. You have such a great opportunity. Like,
Yes,
I can
and
sell.
the freedom.
Yes, this freedom selling your homemade products. And that's how I started, like selling first fresh pasta, and then I started like drying them and looking for local stores who could carry my products. And French Market in Monterey, she helped me a lot. Like, she believed in those products, and she was like, I can sell those products.
And that was a perfect partnership.
Yes.
The French Market, they're not only lovely small business owners, but your product was matching with their brand.
Yes. So, and then I was like, people were asking me, like, you have to find a store in Cookeville because they didn't like driving back and forth in Monterey to buy my products. That's how
But
I
they
was,
were anyway.
Yes. So I was looking for more stores in Cookeville, and that's how it started. Like,
So I'm going to tell you my origin story with Pasta DiMona. So I'm always looking for the healthiest option, and I love to cook everything from scratch, but I don't always have time to cook everything from scratch, right? So you have to find good quality items to be able to supplement the things that you have, and I try to use organic vegetables and all of that. But pasta was one of those things I just really was not finding. It was just your basic pasta in the grocery store, just whatever. And no matter whatever kind I was trying, it just, if it was healthy or appeared to be healthy, it was no good. Like, it was inedible. So it was like, this is a miserable experience, this journey. So I ran across your pasta at Westside Grocery, which is, of course, next to Meg's Bread downtown. And I said, oh, look at this. Let's try this pasta, right? And it looked homemade. Like, you can just tell by looking at it. I was like, this is some serious business. And then I'm looking at the ingredients, and there's like 3 or 4 ingredients on the back. I'm like, this is hardcore homemade pasta. And so I read the box, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. It may be terrible. I mean, I had to say that. It may be terrible. And I went home, and the first thing I tried was lasagna, and I used your lasagna noodles. And my husband, first off, he's used to the terrible whole wheat pasta that I wind up having to make from the store. And so he was kind of dreading lasagna night, not going to lie. And Mr. Stout took one bite, and he goes, whoa, is this regular pasta? Like, he thought I was feeding him bad pasta. It tastes delicious. It must be bad for me, right? And I said, listen, I found this new pasta company. I hope it doesn't go away, Westside Grocery. That was the best lasagna I've ever made. So I went and I started buying all the other pastas that you offered. And then you popped up on social media, right? And I was like, oh, Pasta DiMona. I didn't even know they had a social media. So I was like, I love your pasta. Where can I find more lasagna? And that's when I met you guys. And I'm just going to say, okay, you have to understand, for our listening and viewing audience, I reached out to Pasta DiMona on social media just to find out where I could get more lasagna noodles because they were sold out everywhere. And they hand-delivered lasagna noodles to me. They were so excited because you had discontinued the lasagna.
Yes.
You were selling all the others. Apparently, I was your number one lasagna customer, so I bought out all the lasagna you had. It was amazing. All of your pasta. I just tried the spinach fettuccine. That was the only one I had not tried as of yet, and I had that this week. Oh my word! And my husband was like, "Why is it green?" You're like, "Should I be concerned?" Right? And I said, "It's spinach." And when I told him it was pasta DiMona, he goes, "Okay, we're good. It's going to be delicious." He was no longer afraid. So for the people that are unfamiliar with all the colors of your pasta, you have so many different kinds here. If you're watching us on Hub Plus, you're going to see all these different boxes. We have the display of your different kinds of pasta, and there's one called black spaghetti. So talk to us about the black spaghetti, because I think in America we're most afraid
of colors.
Yes, of the colors, because we're afraid that color is going to represent some taste that we're not going to be familiar with. But they're all amazing, but they pair with different kinds of sauces. So let's just kind of talk about that Italian side. Advance our palates for us.
Yeah, I hate using dyes on my products. So if I want to give the beautiful color of orange to the pumpkin fettuccine, I make my own puree like using pumpkin. If I want to make the beet tagliatelle, I make the beet puree at home, or even the black spaghetti is made with cuttlefishing. And the cuttlefishing is from Spain. Spain has the best cuttlefishing. I don't use the squid ink because cuttlefishing is a higher quality of the black color and is more healthier for you. Even for the blue color on the Americana, I use the blue spirulina.
Wow.
So every color should be from natural ingredients. For the spinach fettuccine, I use the spinach puree. What else do we do?
So we have only 4 here, but there are 10
there
different
are 10
ones.
kind of pastas and 3 kind of sauces. So the sauces are slow cooked, like the Italian way, and everything is from scratch. Like you said, I mill my own flour. I don't sift. I use even the brand, because the grain has all the oils and minerals, everything you need, vitamins, everything you need when you eat the pasta.
And so this is not just delicious. What I love about it is it's very, very healthy. And I don't really know of another pasta company that is as healthy as your pasta. I was very excited about it. I love to support small business, but I really love to support small business when it's a product that you find out you can't live without. Yeah. And that's where we are here. I love the fact that on the back of your boxes, you have a little window, like on the spinach fettuccine. So if it doesn't show through the front, it'll show through the back. Yeah. And you can see the color and see the pasta and know, that you can tell it's made with real spinach. I think that's wonderful. Now, you started supplying different stores around, and Westside Grocery has been probably your best-selling location. And it's starting to pick up even more, because I have people that are starting to message us since we've been promoting it online. But when we come back, you not just have these wonderful sauces and pastas that are available here locally, but you have a way that the community can interact with Pasta DiMona. So coming up after the break, we're going to find out about a recent sold-out event that Mona and Alban did that was a wonderful event full of love and Italian food. You're listening to Today in Putnam County with Shan Stout, and we'll see you after this message.
We're back with Today in Putnam County with Shan Stout.
Welcome back to Today in Putnam County. I'm Shan Stout, and if you've been listening and joining us, you will know that we are talking to Pasta DiMona, and that is a power couple here in Cookeville. I'm here with the lovely Mona Shpata and her handsome husband, Alban. And you guys have been telling us all about your pasta making company, Pasta DiMona. And for those that are just tuning in, this is available. All your products are available at Westside Grocery next to Meg's Bread in downtown Cookeville on the historic West Side. But also, we have a zippy and unexpected twist. You not only have this handmade pasta and all these beautiful sauces, but you started doing pasta making classes, which as a director of tourism, I appreciate the fact that I can tell people, they'll be like, is there something unusual we can do here? You know, and you can literally have them sign up for a pasta making class, and you do individuals or couples. And I know because I participated as an individual recently in your pasta making class. And now the name of the pasta that I made,
Gnocchi.
I made the gnocchi class, yes. And then you have, is it orchetta?
Orecchietta.
Orecchietta, I knew. See, I'm going to butcher this. My Southern is not Italian. And then you just completed what I thought was adorable, a Valentine's pasta making for couples. And they were the cutest little red heart pastas. And that was sold out. And no surprise, you're going to have something that you want to do with the person that you love. And you're making this romantic pasta that's just the cutest thing that I had ever seen. Yeah. And you probably could have had multiple of the Valentine's classes because it sold out very, very quickly. So how did the pasta making class come to be? Because you were in the pasta making business, it seems counterproductive to go to the community and teach them how to make their own pasta.
So Julie from the French market, she was encouraging me to start pasta classes. She believes like people will love meeting you and learn from you because she believed that my products were so good for people to attract them more and do something special for them. So they love community. And I love having more friendship. And she said, like, doing pasta classes will be the perfect thing to start doing. So the first pasta class was in Monterey, and I saw people had so much interest on that. But I had more clients in Cookeville, and they were suggesting me to start doing more classes here in Cookeville. I was shocked, like, when I saw how much interest was here in Cookeville. And we have such a big line of people, like, first
you have a waiting list, yes.
I had for the last 2 weeks, I think 300 people.
300 people.
300 people.
But she's doing her best to
accommodate
everyone.
All the numbers,
yes.
Well, and okay, I just have to take a pause here for a minute because for our viewing audience, you know, our listening audience can already hear how friendly these two are. I mean, you should have been born in the South, in Tennessee, because you belong here. They're so friendly, they're so engaging, but Mona is a fantastic teacher.
Oh,
so,
thank you.
And I'm not just saying that. I mean, I've taken a lot of different classes to learn a lot of different things, and there are good teachers, and there's teachers that are just okay. You're a fantastic teacher.
Oh, thank you.
You have to tell it to her because she's not because she's my wife, but she's a humble person. You know, she says, "I'm just a normal teacher." You know, I said, "Well, no, people say you're a good teacher, you know, because they say it without being influenced by one another."
Well, and to you, you know, you grew up probably making pasta as a regular part of your life. We don't do that much here. Like, we don't have those skills. We are buying the terrible pasta that's been sitting on the shelf for, you know, months and months and months. And we don't have access even to the high quality products that you're making. And you can taste the difference. I mean, like, all at once now, I can't eat other pasta. Like, I can now taste the difference between really great pasta and what I call American pasta, because we are failing at life all day long with our pasta making. So you started these classes in Monterey, quickly outgrew that space because the demand was higher than your ability to supply the class. Now you have upwards of 300 people wanting to learn to make pasta, but it's a really social event. I mean, like, I sat next to total strangers. I had strangers on every side of me. And by the time I left, I had made 8 new friends. So, I mean, that was a bonus,
right.
you know.
That's
and
right.
believe it or not, I'm a little bit of a shy person. So, you know, people don't know that about me, but, like, you know, I kind of keep to myself a little. and when I go to a class alone, you know, I'm not bringing my spouse, I'm not coming with a friend. That, you know, that can be intimidating. But for anyone who feels like you have to bring somebody, I was just thrilled to be there. It was so much fun. I made so many new friends and learned a skill that I plan to build on. I want to take all the classes. I absolutely loved it. So now you've partnered with the Biz Foundry, which of course, downtown Cookeville, and Tiffany Anton is great. The Biz Foundry is a wonderful makerspace there. You know, it's a place where it encourages small business development, and we love that. Tiffany's vision for that space has been amazing, and she's of course got the classroom there, and that's what you're using. So you have people that are signing up for these classes, and you've had all different kinds of classes. How do our listeners find the classes?
So first of all, they find me through my Facebook page. So now we are working with a website, so it's under construction, so people can contact me through the website.
Oh, how wonderful.
So far we are using Facebook to get in touch with people.
Okay, so they're going to like and follow the Pasta DiMona page, and then you're going to say, hey, you know, upcoming classes, you know, we got 3 more spots left.
Yes.
You know, let us know if you're interested. And, you know, I had to kind of wait for a spot to open up to be able to take my first class. And so when I got in, it was packed. I was the last person to arrive to this pasta party, and when I took my seat, everybody just, I think, you know, I didn't know what to expect. The people around me were unsure, like they didn't want to feel dumb, right? Because we're the Tennesseans who don't know anything about making no pasta, and so we sat down. But quickly, we all were like, ooh, can I borrow your water? And how are you making that happen? And what did Mona tell you about this? And we were all helping each other. And you make very quick friends. And so it was a lot of fun. So for anybody out there even that is, you know, a party of one, and you just go, oh, I wish I had somebody to, just go ahead and just dive in, because this is a really fun, really social class. And it goes by very, very quickly.
Yes.
Yeah, it's 2 hours. It's last 2 hours. And I don't know, even for me, I feel like, wow,
it flies.
How did it go this time? Yeah.
It is action-packed.
Well, people come first, you know, they're a bit silent because they don't know what's going on.
Yes.
You know? But then once they see that you know, it's a hands-on and everything is, they start, you know, loving, enjoying it. You know, everything changes into, you know,
something fun.
A very fun group. You know,
and it was really, really fun. I'm going to say we don't do enough things nowadays working with your hands, right?
That's true.
It gets you, you know, people are on their phones, they're on their computers at work. You know, we're kind of set in this sedentary brain fog, you know, where we're doing the same thing over and over and over. So when you have an opportunity to, you know, put your phone away,
exactly,
put on an apron, pull out the flour, get your hands literally in the pasta. And I love your teaching style, because you show us first very calmly. Like, we're not just sitting there not knowing what we're doing. We watch you and you show us and you explain, and you know, you're explaining even how it feels to touch the dough. You're just very colorful in your teaching style. And then it's like, okay, now it's time for you to go through the things, and then you monitor the classroom and help everybody. It's just, I think that it makes people feel very safe in the inhibitions. You know, when you feel intimidated by something like, oh my gosh, I got to make my own pasta, and what if it's bad, right? But everyone's turned out so beautiful, and they were so proud. I was so proud. And then at the end of the night, my favorite part, of course, I love to shop. There is going to be no surprise there, and I'm a big fan of your pasta anyway, but you had your products there, so that anything that I couldn't find last week at Westside Grocery, I went ahead and got it there that night too. So, you know, you can shop for products. And so it, now, correct my enunciation, arrabbiata?
Arrabbiata.
Yes, she says it so beautiful. I just staged that so you'd have to say that word. That sauce, I just tried that one this past week, and oh my goodness. And it's got a little bit of a kick to it. It has chili pepper in there, yeah? And so, again, I can't make my own sauces because your sauce is better than mine, and now Mr. Stout knows the difference. So I'm just stuck. If you ever stop making certain things, I mean, I'm just going to have to call and complain again. That's all there is to it. And I just have enjoyed watching your journey. I love the fact, and I have a few friends that worked hard for their American citizenship, and it took years for them to become an American citizen, right? And the whole process, and they know more about American history than I will ever know because it's very extensive and in-depth. But I have high respect for the fact that I know the freedoms of this country and the value that brings. Yeah. And my other friends are the same way. They say, Shan, we appreciate what we've been given and we don't mind working hard to succeed because we have this baseline of this freedom and opportunity that, they didn't have in their other countries. And your story is so similar to theirs that I already bonded with that because I had seen the struggle, with my friends. And I have one, she was from the Philippines. Mm-hmm. She was here, for years trying to get her American citizenship. And that was her dream. It's just, I want to be an American citizen. And just appreciating, living in America and not ever wanting to give that up. And so it made me a better American because I think, when you're born here, you sometimes take that freedom for granted. You take the fact that you can just open a small business and start from scratch and just go for it. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think your story is beautiful. I encourage not only our listening and viewing audience to support Pasta DiMona in their efforts as a small business, but also to support all small businesses because that is the foundation of us being Americans, the ability to have that opportunity to build a business, but it's our job as the customer to support those businesses.
Yes. And the South has been so in the beginning when we moved here, we were shocked in a good way because people were smiling at us and waving at us and saying hi, and I was telling my wife, I don't even know them.
Or do I know them? What is happening?
Why are they doing? And we learned, that's the warm way, that's the Southern way. It's not everywhere.
And we started doing the same.
We do the same. we did the same when we went back to Albania, and people were, like,
like what's wrong with them? Why are they looking at me?
Why are you doing this? And we thought they were strange.
So our hospitality was infectious.
Oh, yes.
That's true.
And we became U.S. citizens last year as well. So
and congratulations,
thank you.
By the way.
It's a wonderful journey that we've been through. I never thought 10 years ago we'd be here with our family doing what we're doing right now.
Now, speaking of family, you homeschool your children, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she doesn't do just pasta, she homeschools, she takes care of the family.
You've got a lot on your plate, literally and figuratively. And I love the fact that, this is, you're being a role model for your children. Mm-hmm. They're seeing their mother, start this company and build it and then branch out because you're doing multiple things here. I appreciate you taking time today to tell us your story, your journey, showing us your beautiful products.
Thank you.
And I just encourage everyone who is listening, Pasta DiMona and other small businesses like them depend on your support and your dollars to be able to keep this wonderful product. And be sure to like and follow them on social media. Also like and follow Today in Putnam County on Facebook and Instagram. And we'd appreciate a share as well. We're trying to get the word out, and we will also tag their page in our posts today. So thank you so much for being a part of our show. We appreciate you coming out and visiting with us.
It's a pleasure being here.
You are listening to Today in Putnam County with Shan Stout. And until we see you next week, enjoy the journey.
This has been Today in Putnam County with Shan Stout.